Good morning, everyone. I have recently been thinking about all the wonderful friends I have, and I have a dream of having a tea party and just being able to invite all my friends and allowing them to invite a friend or two, and just no extra cost, no, just like tea and a little bit of a cake or something. Because I have such an interesting, wonderful group of friends. And it's so funny because I always when people know my husband like from work, and then we go to a function, um, you can see some people are like, hmm, because we don't necessarily match. He's a tall, slim guy, and I'm not. I'm a girl, and I'm not tall and slim. I'm, in fact, the exact opposite. And so people look at me funny, and then I look at my friends, and they don't match me. All of them don't match me either. Some are quiet, some are bubbly, some are well dressed, some are, you know, and we're like a truly a flower garden of many different kinds of people. And I like to think of my friends sometimes. I sit and think about them and go, oh, because each friend is such a blessing in my life. Each friend is so beautiful and so talented and so wonderful in her own way. And so I needed to talk about friendship today, and how important it is. And I don't know, I know that my husband has a few really good friends that he speaks to on the phone, and he can speak to them for hours. But he really speaks to these people on the phone, and but I know girls need their lady friends, and we need to have tea together, and we need to just be close together. Um, and so I was looking for a wonderful example of friendship in the Bible. And I remembered David and Jonathan, and I wanted to I wanted to kind of bring out the essence of friendship. 1 Samuel 18, verse 4 says, Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic and even his sword, his bow, and his belt. And I thought, the robe is the outer garment and the tunic is the inner garment. And sometimes they wore like some kind of an undergarment, but often not. They were naked underneath that. Um, and there Jonathan stood, naked, vulnerable. Um, David had everything, his tunic and his robe, and he had um, his sword and the weapons that he would carry to keep himself safe. And if you know the story of David and Jonathan, they were very good friends. Um, like bosom buddies, they were like really good friends. But because Jonathan was Saul's son, it became a problem, and there was times when they were running away from each other and they were hunting each other down, and David was so torn, and it was a very hurtful thing for both of them, and so you see Jonathan come to David, and he becomes totally vulnerable, totally weak, totally at his lowest in front of this incredibly good friend of his, David. And depending on where this is in their friendship, he made himself really totally, um, um, at David's mercy in this moment. And that is to me what true friendship is like. I have awesome friends that I can come and I can be totally vulnerable. I can say I'm really, I'm this person that comes every day and tells you about the wonderful love of God, and I really feel it, but there are times when I'm like, I just don't, I just, I've had enough. I can't do life. I just want to not be here. And I've got friends that I can say that to, and they're like, that's okay. Let's have tea. you know and that is the most valuable thing that I have, is these beautiful, and I have some beautiful friends, I tell you. these beautiful friends that I can come and I can just be totally, totally naked in front of. Not so much physically, but totally naked. I can be raw and real, and I can be angry, and I can be sad, and I can have failed at something horribly, and I can still come to them, and they'll put their arm around me, and they'll say to me, "Come on, let's have some tea." And they are the friends. I met a friend in the shop yesterday, and I haven't seen her like so long. And then she's here, and then she's a bit of a jet setter, but I haven't been able to go out because of the whole COVID thing, and I've had to be careful, etc., etc. And I've missed her so much, and it was like, oh, my friend. And that's how God is. We can be totally naked, our souls, our spirits, our bodies, in front of God. He doesn't care. He just wants us there. It's at that moment that He can be the best God He can to you, when you are totally vulnerable. So I dare you, be vulnerable. Have a wonderful day, and we'll speak again tomorrow.